Hey everyone, and welcome back to Pokemon Productions. And yes, I'm back from my break, from my holiday in Turkey, and I'm sorry I didn't do a video immediately when I came back, but we still had a lot to do. Like, I had family to see, we had things to unpack. It was all quite very busy, so I'm glad I've now got the time to do a video. And what better video than a game review? Yeah. Today I'm going to be reviewing a game that I recently finished. Today, I'm going to be talking about Luigi's Mansion, specifically the 3DS remake that was released in 2018. So, yeah, this version of Luigi's Mansion is the one I'm talking about. Sadly, not the GameCube original, which, to be honest, I found this one easier to beat than this one. Why, you ask? Well, I'll get into it in a bit. Let's read the back of the box. Mario, where are you? Timid Luigi gathers up his courage to explore an eerie mansion looming in the darkest heart of the woods in this spooky action remake. Vacuum up ghosts with the Poltergust 3000. Stun a ghost with a burst of light and vacuum it up. New, team up in 2-player co-op. Work together to catch those ghosts. So yeah, this is a remake of the original Luigi's Mansion, which released with the GameCube back in 2001. The story is that Luigi has won a mansion in a contest that he never actually entered. Mario then went to check out the mansion and he went missing straight away after. So Luigi has to muster up the courage to explore the mansion and defeat the ghosts buried within to find his brother again. And of course, we get introduced to Professor Egad in the story as well, who is the one who developed the Poltergust. And there are two different ways to play with beating the ghosts. You can either play it like the original game, where you shine the light on the ghosts to stun them and then vacuum them. I play it that way, personally. Or, for those of you who like the newer games, you can instead play with the straw bulb feature, which lets you charge up the flashlight and then do a bright flash to stun the ghost. You can do it that way, but personally, I did it the original way. I just thought it was, better. I mean, I do like the straw bulb thing. I got used to it, but I think it's better I think the better thing in the original game is to do it the classic way. And I have to admit, the animation in the graphics are, of course, a massive improvement because it is a newer console. And Luigi, he looks more like Luigi in this game, in this remake. He looks a bit. He didn't really look the same as he usually does in the original, and that's probably because this was the. It's probably because this was the very first game, one of the very first games to be released on the GameCube. It was a launch title, so. That's just what I think. And there are different types of ghosts as well. Like there's these orange ones that are like really small, and we've got the skinny purple ones, and these real big slamming blue ones. And we've got ghosts that wrap you up. We've got ghosts that have elemental powers. And we've got these different boss ghosts as well, portrait ghosts, that have different, let's just say, conditions that you have to follow in order to capture them. And of course, we do have different bosses as well. And the boos are here as well. There are boos scattered throughout the mansion, and you basically have to find them using the a boo detection radar, which is represented by a flashing light on the device that Luigi uses in this game, called the Game Boy Horror. Yeah, I think it's a tradition with the Luigi's Mansion series to put a spooky spin on Nintendo consoles. Like, obviously, Luigi's Mansion had the Game Boy Horror, which is basically a spin on Game Boy Color. Then Luigi's Mansion 2 gave us the DS, or Dual Screen, instead of Dual Screen. And then Luigi's Mansion 3 gave us the Virtual Boo, which is like a virtual boy. But yeah, once you find them, you just have to suck them up, and then you can save the data. And finding the boos is kind of a necessity in this game. You want to find enough of them to access the game's final boss, which is King Boo. Yes, this is the game that brought King Boo into the Mario franchise. And I have to admit, the fight with him in Luigi's Mansion is quite cool, because you fight King Boo inside a massive Bowser suit, which is actually quite cool. And but, you know, it was a good introduction to King Boo, and he would, of course, return as the main antagonist throughout the Luigi's Mansion series. So, yeah. So all in all, this game is pretty good. And one thing I will say is that the main theme tune of Luigi's Mansion is played quite constantly. Mostly in lit rooms, Luigi is whistling it to himself, or when he's in a dark, ghost-infested part of the mansion, there's an organ version of it playing and Luigi's humming to it. And there's another piano version of it when you go outside. It's, I know people say it can be a bit repetitive, but to be honest, I thought it added to the tone and the atmosphere. It really added a spooky vibe. So yeah, all in all, I think this game is pretty good. I don't know which one you guys prefer. I honestly think I prefer the 3DS version, purely because it's a lot easier to complete. In the GameCube version, you tap a button to see the map of the mansion, whereas on the 3DS version, you can just see the map on the bottom screen. And like we said on the box, there is a multiplayer function, because this is technically the game that introduced Luigi into the franchise. Yet, most people may think that Luigi's Mansion 3 was the first one to introduce him, but no. If anybody, you could have local multiplayer, and another person could take on Luigi's role. I never played multiplayer personally. I never do with DS or 3DS games. But, you know. But this game, it is quite spooky. There are a few scary bits here and there. But it is quite funny as well. Above all, it's a good game. This is a good remake and a good game in general. As of yet, I have still not beaten the original Luigi's Mansion. But who knows, maybe someday I will. Once I can remember how the map works. Because, you know, different stuff hiding everywhere. So what do you guys think of Luigi's Mansion Remake? Let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer this version? Or do you prefer this version? Or can't you decide between the two? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.